Welcome in today. Thank you for joining me for our first Thursday midday coming back. Yeah. All right. Well, I am Erica, for those who don't know me, in the teacher seat. Very excited to be here. So just gonna find your comfortable seat here. Maybe closing down the eyes or finding a non-moving point to gaze at. And here, just bringing focus to the natural rhythm of your breath. Noticing the qualities here. If your breath mainly goes into the chest, or if you're able to bring it down to the belly and just noticing, not changing anything. And here, perhaps, if you're noticing the breath is a bit shallow into the chest, perhaps inhaling deeper, allowing the breath to go down into the belly expanding. And as you exhale, belly going back in towards the spine. Noticing here if anything changes, bringing focus into the depth of the breath. Taking a deep breath in and sigh it out. And here I'll invite you to bring both hands to heart center. And you're welcome to stay in your Anjali Mudra, or perhaps bringing in the Kali Mudra, where you interlace all fingers except pointer and rest your right thumb on your left. And here I will invite a chanting of both the Kali Mudra and the mantra to assist in the throat chakra. So here, just a regular breath in and out to prepare. And you're always welcome to sit in silence and just feel the vibration. Taking an inhale and go for two more. Noticing here any residual vibrations in the body. Allowing the hands to float down. And here, moving into a little somatic breath release practice in which you'll bring your shoulders to your ears and exhale, drop it down. We'll do three more here. One more. Turning into the body here. Notice what's present. And here with eyes open or closed, bringing the body into some Kundalini circles, warming up the spine. Perhaps bringing some movement into the shoulders. Um, Whatever feels good. Finding a moment of stillness and reversing your circles. Coming back to center here, moving into a seated cat-cow with cactus arms. So as you inhale, opening gaze up. As you exhale, closing the arms, rounding the back at your own pace here. More full, open and close. And then time open, stay here for a moment. In here, keeping the arms in cactus as we inhale, exhale, reaching across the body here as if you're reaching toward the sky. Maybe adding an out breath as you reach. Warming up the shoulders. And holding on the whatever side you're on now. Breathing into the space created in your side body. Inhale the cactus and holding on the other side. Releasing the arms down, maybe rolling the shoulders back and forward. And here, allowing the right ear to drop to the right shoulder. And feeling the stretch in the left side of the neck. And perhaps staying here, or maybe moving back and forth a bit, creating some dynamic movement. Maybe even bringing the right hand to rest on the left side of the head. Not pushing, just allowing gravity to do its job. And maybe for a deeper stretch, extending that left hand to the side. Breathing. Whenever you're ready, allowing that right hand to drop and moving into the left side, left ear to left shoulder. Maybe finding those same back and forth movements or finding stillness. Maybe finding that left hand onto the right side of the head and extending the arm. Breathing in. Gently floating that hand down if you had it up. Maybe down into the shoulders, nice and gentle. Here, finding arms extended overhead, moving into a twist towards the right. Right hand behind you, left hand meeting your right knee. Maybe gazing over that right shoulder. And as you inhale, finding center, arms overhead, and switching to the other side. Inhaling, arms extended, maybe finding hands to heart. And I will meet you in our table. Here, finding wrists below elbows, below shoulders, fingers spread wide, fingertips gripping into the mat, knees below hips. Maybe finding a little movement here, whether cat-cow. Finding some rolls of the torso or figure eight. Here, I invite you to extend into the left leg, maybe finding a shift back and forth. And here, planting firmly into that left hand and extending into the right, fingertips on the mat. Opposite leg and arm. And here, maybe rising both the arm and leg off of the floor. And perhaps flowing here with foot and hand to mat, rising back up, or maybe bringing in some mobility and bringing the leg to the side and hand to the side. And playing with some balance, bringing them back in and to the side. Keeping your abdomen as still as you can, belly button engaged toward the spine. Two more here, if you chose the mobility movement. Bringing both the hand and the knee back to center, maybe rolling off the wrist, shaking it off. And finding that table. And extending into the right leg, finding those back and forth movement. Extending into the left arm. And again, option here to take your maybe dynamic sunbird or bringing in some side to side mobility. One more here. Bringing everything back to center and then hips down and back into child's pose. Recalibrating from the bilateral movement there. Finding your center. And whenever you're ready, coming onto the toes and lifting the hips up into a downward facing dog. Pedaling through the feet, letting the head hang heavy. Feeling the stretch in the back of your legs. And here, slowly stepping forward, feet to hands in our forward fold Uttanasana. Maybe clamping onto each elbow in a ragdoll, swaying side to side, nodding the head yes and no. Taking a breath in for our Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And exhale to come back down. Slowly coming up, head of the last to rise into our mountain, our Tadasana. Rolling the shoulders back. Here, maybe extending one foot at a time, rolling the ankles and flexing the feet. Finding stillness for a moment. Hands shining forward, chest open. And feet hips width distance. Finding our chair, wherever that may be for you. Maybe keeping arms extended or finding hands at heart. And here we'll flow for a moment through chair and our extended mountain. At your own pace. And on your next chair, I'll invite you to incorporate a twist, walking the left elbow on the right leg, or however you'd like to incorporate a twist here. And breathing here. Coming back to center, extended mountain, and our twist. Into that extended mountain. Hands float gently to the sides. Maybe bringing in a little dynamic washing machine. Hands gently tapping side of your hips. And here, finding arms overhead. Again, locking the right fingers on the left wrist. Twist or first side stretch here. Leaning over to the right side. And now I need to come to center, switching the hands, leaning over to the left. Coming back to center. Our swan dive into our Uttanasana. Fold. Bless you. Slowly coming up, hands overhead, hands to heart. And however you would like to get there, I'll meet you in our down dog. Here, whenever you're ready, allowing the knees to drop to the mat. And here I'll invite you to be in a hero's pose, maybe sitting on a block or having a blanket between your seat and your heels. If anyone needs anything to support them, please let me know. Taking a moment here. Closing down the eyes if they're not already. Tuning in with the body. Noticing what's present now. And here I'll invite you to plant the right hand onto the mat and come into another side stretch here, perhaps just in this little half circle, or coming left hand meeting the right hand here and just coming back at your pace with your breath, whatever depth feels good. Creating a little rainbow to go with this rainy weather. Whenever you're ready, bouncing off of that right hand onto the left and continuing on the left side. This is always my favorite way to get into my lower back. Coming back to center. And here, I'll invite you still on the knees, so maybe having the blanket still there. Just come into like a standing knee. Extending the arms, bringing them back into a little back pocket camel. So as if your hands are going into your back pockets here. You're always welcome to take it further if you'd like, whether with blocks or if you like hands on the heels. I'll be here in my back pocket. Finding a slight arch in the back, maybe gazing up. Breathing, coming back up, stacking the spine. And here, gently coming onto the side of your seat here, and we'll go into our deer. So having both legs bent there, 90 degrees or so. Inhaling, elongating the spine as if a cord is being pulled at the top of your head. Exhaling, finding a twist. Mine is on the left side. Inhaling, feeling that cord pulling you up and counter stretch on the opposite side. And back into center and switching the legs to the other side. Again, here, feeling that cord pulling you up and twisting. And to center and counter stretch on the other side. And back to center here, coming down onto your side in a fetal position. And here for a moment before coming onto the back. Maybe here, bringing the knees to the chest, finding a gentle rock side to side. And then taking any other final movements here, perhaps happy baby, maybe some windshield wipers. Finding your comfortable position here as we'll go into a short meditation and then our shavasana. Anyone that like any additional props, please let me know. Take the iPad key. Come on, Dad, would you like my phone? Um, Settling into your comfortable laying position. Go ahead and take a deep breath in, allowing your chest and belly to expand fully. And let it go with a soft exhale through the mouth. So you continue to breathe. Start to visualize your body peacefully floating on a body of water. Instead of lying on your mat, your body is being carried gently by the ocean, or perhaps a lake or pool, any body of water that calls to you. Feeling the cool water dance across your skin, perhaps a gentle sway as the water moves naturally around you. The warm sun on your skin. A balance of warm and cool as you're held by this fluid element and comforted by the fiery star. Begin to notice if there are any other aspects of nature around you. Perhaps birds or water mammals. Notice how they interact with the water or with you. Or maybe it is you and the water coexisting peacefully. Feel the lightness that the water brings to your body. The cleansing properties of a large body of water. The surrender of allowing your body to float and sway gently. Allow your body to melt, trusting that you will be supported. As you continue to float on your back, perhaps here you open your eyes to look at the sky. Notice if it's cloudy or if the sun shows its radiant face. Maybe you have to squint because the sun shines so brightly. Notice if a bird flies through the sky or dives into the water for a fish. And just notice. In your mind's eye, maybe you bring in a slight kick of the feet and movement of the arms up and down, creating momentum to take you in a single direction. Not in a rush, just creating movement here. Trusting that moving in this direction without seeing where you're going will take you exactly where you need to be. Finding stillness here, taking a deep breath in and sighing it out. You're fully prepared for anything that might come along. Each of us has the power to simply be what we are with nothing extra added. Nothing's lacking, nothing's missing. You're supported and sustained right now, even though you may not yet realize it or realize how. The banquet is spread before you, and you do find nourishment. Starting to deepen the breath, feeling the support of the surface beneath you. Maybe wiggling into the fingers and the toes. Finding larger movements as you wake the body up, perhaps rolling to one side or coming up into a seat, Thank you so much for joining me on a mat today. Wishing you peace and joy always and a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.
Thank you.